Lord of the Flies, written by William Golding, narrated by McKay Powers. McKay Powers as Piggy, Marta Stevenson as Simon, Carter Atkinson as Ralph, Lucas Brewer as Dad, Jay Stevens as Jack, and Vivian as Roger. The beast was harmless and horrible. How could we be so clueless as to not know this beast was a figment of our imagination?
Simon looked down upon a body. The beast was a dead man who had been shot down in a bloody war. Simon thought to himself,
I'll tell the rest of the boys the truth about the savage beast after supper. Then everyone will be on the beach together.
Simon walked away from the body and away from the truth.
Meanwhile, back at the beach,
the boys were sitting around the fire, ravenously scarfing down the latest kill.
Little uns, go get some more firewood to earn your keep.
Remember, Jack, I was the one voted chief, not you.
Tell me again, who is the one who is providing dinner for your lot?
Well, I'm sorry that not everyone here can run around like an Indian killing innocent animals.
It's the only way we can survive. We would have all starved if it wasn't for me. If you were a real leader, this burden wouldn't be on my shoulders.
Are you saying that it's okay to kill?
Raja, help me out here.
You're the only one here who hasn't killed for the sake of the group.
Have we forgotten about Simon and Piggy?
They don't count.
This is bloody rubbish.
They're not our chiefs. Stop making excuses for your own fear of becoming a man.
How in any way is killing an innocent human a quality of a man?
Ralph looked at Jack and Roger with utter befuddlement. Piggy stood up from his spot and came to stand by Ralph. Ralph, don't let them tempt you. Rescue will come. Don't give in to savagery.
Shut it, Piggy. What have you done for the group?
Well, for starters, I'm the only one here who makes sure order rules this lot, and we have a shelter because of me as well.
Piggy, meat is all that matters. We can't survive without grub, can't we?
Tell yourselves that when the next thunderstorm comes.
Jack lunged at Piggy like a cheetah. Piggy screamed with utter terror. Piggy was thrown to the sand. Jack beat him with a passion the boys had never seen before.
Jack, stop it, you bloody savage! Stop it right now!
All the little uns, who were remnants of the little schoolboys who arrived on the island months ago, cheered Jack as he beat Piggy to a pulp. Finally, Jack backed off slowly from Piggy, panting.
Ralph, see what I can do. Bet you're not half the man I am.
I'm not getting into it with you, Jack. Forget it.
Simon casually strolled into the camp while the savages were feasting on fresh meat. He could feel the tension in the air, but maintained his casual facade as he decided it was best not to reveal the truth about the beast.
Did I miss dinner? I was exploring the island. Who's causing all the ruckus here?
No ruckus, just proving the point that to the weakens.
Simon looked down at the meat Jack put in his dirty hands with guilt, for it wasn't very much like him to withhold the truth.
Thanks, Jack. This looks scrumptious.
Ha! Looks like someone appreciates my hunting skills.
The boys continued to chat and eat until the wee hours of the night. Slowly they fell asleep fireside.
Wake up, Simon. It's your shift to watch the fire.
Already? I only just fell asleep.
Sorry, Squirt. Not my problem. Good night.
After what seemed like hours of pointlessly watching the fire, Simon decides to sneak off and have a second look at the former beast. Torch in his hand, Simon sets off toward the mountain where the dead man is and begins to reflect on his time on the island.
What jerks Jack and those savage choir boys are. They waltz around the beach like they own the place. They beat innocent little uns and even Piggy for no good reason, and don't even get me started on their hygiene. A quick dip in the ocean to wash that mud and the scent of blood off of them would be greatly appreciated. They have all gone bloody mad, but what the rest of us do without their abilities to hunt. No one else has the stomach to kill a pig, so I do appreciate that from Jack and his hooligans. Piggy is the most stubborn human being I've ever met. He may have street smarts and manners, but he doesn't know how to adapt to life on the island. He complains every time something doesn't go his way, and he won't shut up about his bloody auntie. Even Ralph, our leader, the one who's supposed to keep us all sane and under control, is slowly losing it. I don't know what's going to become of all of us if we don't get off this bloody island anytime soon.
Simon approached the dead man, the corpse laid on a patch of dirt with maggots swarming his decaying body. The parachute was attached to the soldier, blowing in the wind. Simon pondered to himself.
Poor man. Looks like his parachute caught a little too much wind.
Simon contemplates what he has just said. Suddenly, a light bulb goes off in his head. as he comes to a life-changing realization.
A sail! I can use the parachute as a sail. And there's tons of washed up wood on the beach. I can build a raft and sail away from this hellish island.
Simon, runs like there's no tomorrow back to the beach. Dawn is breaking and the boys are just starting to stir.
Wake up! Wake up! We're going
Where in God's name have you been, Squirt? The fire just about died. Do you want us to stay on this miserable island forever?
Never mind the fire. I'm going to save.
Never mind the fire. Are you kidding me? Well, let's see how like it without warmth. Hot food light.
Yeah, Simon. If you don't think the fire is important, then fine. One less person for us to feed. Get out of here.
But Jack.
He said move it, Squirt.
Ralph!
Hey! Everyone calm down. No one is going anywhere.
Are you mad? Simon have almost killed us all.
I don't remember you being elected chief. Oh, right, you weren't.
Which is it, Ralph?
I just want to go home.
In the midst of all the commotion, Simon slips away, fearful of what Jack has planned on doing to him. He heads up to the mountain to collect the parachute from the dead soldier.
I need to get off this island. I know I'm not welcome anymore. I can survive on my own. I know I can. They don't need me anyway. The savage fools, they can survive as the animals they are without me. If I make it back, I can send help, I suppose, but they're too far gone.
Simon pondered his options for a minute. Then he removed the parachute from the dead soldier and ran into the woods. Simon's wiry build stooped over the parachute and gathered some wood and began constructing.
Well, I guess this will have to do.
The next day, as the savages were engaging in becoming routine animalistic lifestyle of hunting, preparing to feast and feasting, a small tendril of smoke spiraled up from the pale grey sky, catching all of their mindless attention as if they were dogs. Piggy spotted it first.
Ralph, what is that? Up there in the sky? Is that our signal?
What? No, it can't be. Our signal's on the other side of the island, I believe.
The whole tribe, every boy, the little uns, big uns, and every savage between ran and gathered on the beach near the blue, treacherous waters. There was Simon, floating away on his little homemade raft, holding a burning torch, wearing a look of rigid hope for survival and reconnection with society.
1 month later.
After Simon's departure, every boy's grip on society loosened colossally, and some let go completely. All of the boys, including and especially Ralph, only became more savage.
Jack, as I told you before, you can't continue to lead a tribe alone. If I were to be leader, as I was voted, things would be better and Simon would still be here. Can I at least help you with the next hunt?
And as I've told you, Ralph, the tribe wants meat, so I give it to them as leader. I provide a wonderful feast, I must say. If you want to be chief, I've told you what you need to do. Prove yourself. And no, you cannot help me in the hunt for the feast tonight. I have something special planned for you for the feast tonight. Everyone meet back here right before sundown for a special feast.
Jack turned on his heel and walked off, with the hints of mischief in his steps.
Later at the feast.
Everyone enjoy this meal. There's plenty of it and was especially pleasurable kill.
All the savages hungrily enjoyed the fresh meat without even questioning the sauce.
Jack, have you seen Piggy by chance? That fool keeps messing with my traps down by the beach.
Oh yes, I've seen him. He wants to be at the feast though.
Then where is he if he's not coming to the feast?
Roger slowly lowered his gaze to the chunk of meat in his grimy hands.
Jack, how was the hunt today? What was the kill? Jack, I wasn't there. I don't know what you killed. Jack, who are we eating?
Oh God, is this?
Piggy?
Ralph's surprised expression morphed from shocked and dumbfounded into an expression of realization. He expected this from Jack, even applauded it, although Piggy may be missed. His logic that prevented their fun wouldn't be. He knew that this was Jack's way of further proving his savage superiority and leadership that he continued to maintain, as his way of telling Ralph that it was time to prove that he was suddenly worthy of being a leader. Time to kill. Ralph, still shocked, walked up to Jack, suddenly angry.
Jack married you. Was that really necessary to prove you're brutal enough to continue being this savage chief? Was it necessary to kill one of us and feast on him just to give me a push to do what you told me?
Oh, it's all fun and games, Ralph. Besides, I did what was necessary.
The boys gathered in a pack and traveled to the mountain to watch the ship come in from up there. The boys were unsure of what to do as they watched a naval officer and a small party of people ensue behind him as he marched pristinely up to the beach.
Everyone, get your weapons ready to defend.
Hello, you lot of boys. What's been going on here? How long have you been here? Who is your leader here? Are there any adults?
A savage, paint-covered Ralph stepped forward from the pack of savages and began to speak, but he saw the officer's face, and he faltered. Something about him.
That's me. I'm the leader.
How would you lot like to come back with me, back on a boat, and explain yourselves?
Suddenly, a feeling of intense isolation from his civilized self overwhelmed his painted savage body, and he felt that it was time to prove himself worthy of a leader to Jack. This was a chance to prove himself, to kill. As images of his father's face flashed through his mind, his painted body marched itself over to the Navy officer and stabbed a spear under the officer's ribs. The images of his father's face returned and intensified as instant feelings of pride, relief, memories, and remorse washed over him, and he dropped his spear, dumbfounded and helpless.